गुड मॉर्निंग एंड वेलकम टू गन शॉट। गन शॉट में आप सबका स्वागत है। Now it's quite clear that what happened in Delhi was part of a larger design. It was definitely a terror-based design. It was definitely by people from J&K, right, who are trying to upset our apple cart. And there are various hues to this whole story. It's just not the single-sided story that we say, oh, do this, do that. This is not Pakistan that you go and shoot the other guy on the other side. No, you need to have a very very clear approach. We need to look ahead. As the Delhi blast has happened day before yesterday, and things are falling into place. There's something happening in Pakistan also, and that's what we're going to look at. Let's look at the entire picture, because unless we get the entire picture right, we will always go wrong. We don't look at it in isolation. So, what I'm going to do today is give you a broad idea as to where things are, because it's just these are still initial analysis in initial days and has to go ahead. What are the pointers and all? I'm sure, tomorrow in the Three Good General show, we're going to discuss this in threadbare detail as to how to tackle it. But let me give you my viewpoints up ahead. Right. Let's get going. Look, what has come out so far of we'll take a stock of what has happened so far. What has happened? A blast took place in a car, a slow moving car, right? There's no doubt about it. But it was not a blast which was of a IED, which was fully designed. If that was the case, a lot of the extent of damage would have been much more. The fact remains that a substantive amount of explosive was being carried. And most probably, from what it appears, it's all ammonium nitrate. And I'll talk of ammonium nitrate little down the line. There are larger issues to this business of ammonium nitrate. That's one. Well, this did this whole story get triggered just by that blast? No. This started in J&K, where the police discovered Jash posters in some place, and that was followed up, and that followed up led to arrest of a OGW. That OGW was twisted or interrogated, and then he sang a story, and that story led raids in Faridabad. Now those Faridabad guys who think had 3,000 kg of ammonium nitrate with detonators and timers and other material to make a bomb. So that raids, as they were being carried out, someone put something together quickly, at least do something. So that quickly done explosive business resulted in that accident. It was panic. Those guys panicked. They didn't know how to carry it, no safety, no, it was not a clean IED or a bomb, whatever it is, not fully developed. And that's what the report suggests. So it was a terror incident. There's no doubt about it. But was it designed to this blast? Was it designed to create something? It probably was, but they muffed it. That's our good luck. It's our very good luck that only 8 people have died, and out of those, three of them were in the car itself, I presume. But what's the difference between this and the Pulwama attack? From my side, very little. We lost more people there, but that was deliberate. It's instigated from outside. Does that mean this was not instigated from outside? No, it was instigated from outside. There's no doubt about that. But the fact was, it was engineered here. It was being engineered here. And the good thing is that we'll come to that, right? But before that, I'd like all of us to hear, those of you who've not heard, what our Prime Minister has said about this. Because I think we should take cue from what our Prime Minister has spoken about this blast. And from there, we'll move ahead. And we'll move ahead not only in India, but we'll go to Pakistan also. Okay, let's get going. Let's hear our Prime Minister speak.
मन से आया हूं। कल शाम दिल्ली में हुई भयावह घटना ने सभी के मन को व्यथित कर दिया है। मैं पीड़ित परिवारों का दुख समझता हूं। आज पूरा देश उनके साथ खड़ा है। मैं कल रात भर इस घटना की जांच में जुटी सभी एजेंसियों के साथ, सभी महत्वपूर्ण लोगों के साथ संपर्क में था, विचार विमर्श चलता था, जानकारियों के तार जोड़े जा रहे थे। हमारी एजेंसियां इस षड्यंत्र की तह तक जाएगी। इसके पीछे के षड्यंत्रकारियों को बख्शा नहीं जाएगा। All those responsible will be brought to justice.
All those responsible will be brought to justice. Important thing. हमारे प्रधानमंत्री और प्राइम मिनिस्टर हैज स्पोकन बोथ इन हिंदी एंड इंग्लिश। इस षड्यंत्र के बीच में जो भी है उनको बख्शा नहीं जाएगा। All those responsible will be brought to justice. That is good justice. And that justice should not be of the gun alone. That justice should be meted out as per law, even if it takes 10 years. Even if you do the legal route, that is what credibility comes to India and the Indian system. And the Aam Aadmi in India will have faith in what we do. But then we'll talk of that later. That's a different story, right? My main thing is, where do you go from here? What do you look ahead? That's what I started, no? Looking ahead. I see a three-pronged approach. What has happened is very clear now, right? We need, and I'll come to that a little later. We need a three-pronged approach. First, the internal issue. We have to tackle the problem within. So far, the good part of tackling the problem within is that in this case, we've taken preemptive action. And it was a proactive approach which has minimized the thing. Otherwise, if this had not gone undetected, you would have had a series of blasts everywhere and we would have been at war with Pakistan by now or going ahead. Because you can't ignore a series of blasts. So that has been averted. What's the bad part of the story? The bad part of the story is larger. The vulnerabilities of India remain. Any idiot can instigate a war between Pakistan and India. At the end of the day, we are nuclear nations. And it can instigate a emotional response, which I've always said, don't get involved. Okay, that's then the second approach has to be external. You're looking at Pakistan, Afghanistan, and the neighborhood. Don't forget Nepal. Don't forget Bangladesh. Bangladesh can go cancerous any day. It's in a bad shape. We know that. And Asim Munir has spoken of Bangladesh. Terror can start from the east. So that's a springboard. Nepal has been a hotbed where ISI has operated from long. But the fundamental problem is Pakistan. You have to think of how to handle Pakistan. And then the third prong of this approach is external players. And we'll talk of it. We'll talk of how to deal with these external players or the international, opinion, media, yeah, all that. As this happened yesterday, there were two blasts in Pakistan. We know that. One was in Islamabad, a car bomb took off, right? And where did this happen? It happened outside a court. You go to any social media, you'll see a lot of explosions of that, the clips of that explosions. 12 people were killed and 36 injured. It was a deliberate, well planned explosion. Right? Immediately, India, the finger was pointed at India by Pakistan. Till a little later, through Al Jazeera and others. But I'm showing Al Jazeera here, where it's very clearly said that Pakistan Taliban has claimed responsibility for the suicide attack. It was a clear suicide attack. And this happened outside a judicial complex in Pakistan. There are issues when such a thing, it's a signal. And this signal is about the problem which Asim Munir has created with the 27th Amendment. This is not going to run away. Neither is the TTP going to run away from Pakistan, nor will the Baluch Liberation Army run away from Pakistan, nor will the Afghanistan Taliban or the Afghani government will take it lying down. And this problem will remain. But the interesting thing is that alongside this, another incident happened at Wana. Wana is in Waziristan. It's in the border of Pakistan and Afghanistan. And there is a cadet college, at Army Cadet College, where this blast happened. And that blast was pretty serious. So far, no incidents of death have been told, but it would have shaken up the whole area. And that, without doubt, I mean, but Pakistan being Pakistan, they're already blaming India. And this fellow, Khwaja Asif, their defense minister, he says Pakistan is at war. Of course, Pakistan is at war. Pakistan is at a war with itself. Unless the problems of Pakistan do not die down, or Pakistan, whatever happens to Pakistan, neither will Pakistan be at peace, nor will India be at peace. I'm making this statement very consciously. Till such time these bomb blasts, ye wo happened there, Pakistan will always try to externalize the situation. And this is something which I spoke of yesterday, day before, and I've always been speaking of. What will Pakistan aim to do? We have to understand that. As these things happen, they have no choice. We have to understand that Pakistan is in no position to do anything, right? And now, no sooner than our Prime Minister spoke what he spoke, which I showed. Immediately in dawn, it is reported Modi vows not to spare those behind New Delhi car blast. This from dawn, yesterday evening. And today, I'm sure it's there. What are they trying to do already? At a national level, this whole story is being externalized. Now, the way they look at it, no, Modi has vowed. So Modi is the one who's interfering in Pakistan. So Pakistan has to do something against India. So Pakistan will instigate more in India and bring events to a head where Modi has to fight Pakistan through military. Op Sindoor 2. If that happens, Pakistan will lose. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But entire Pakistan will once again be behind this field marshal and elect him president for life or whatever for life. I mean, the design we should understand. Why is this being done? This instigation. It's not simple. It's not simple at all. And Pakistan, after being attacked by TTP, after being attacked by BLA, after being attacked by Afghanistan, and eventually, if it succeeds in instigating India, will garner international sympathy. apart from internal thing. So that is something which we need to understand. Okay. If you don't understand this fundamental thing, we will go wrong. How do you deal with Pakistan? That's something which we'll talk of. So I spoke of a three-pronged approach. Okay. I spoke of a three-pronged approach. And that three-pronged approach is what we have to now put in place as a national strategy. And mine is simple. Going to war with Pakistan is the last and least option. There are various hues about all that, but let me get to it. They're blue, red, and green. These are the three prongs. Like I said, what we have to do internally is more important than what you have to do externally. You have to clamp down on illegal immigrants, smugglers, asylum seekers, refugees, and tackle the problem within. And we have to do it on a war footing. It is not enough to modernize your armed forces. You have to modernize your legal system. You have to modernize and look within. And on this self and General Vinod Kandare had a long discussion. We had one full session on this. How does India tackle this? I mean, let me put it across to all of you who are seeing. As of now, more than 500 people are watching this live podcast. Why? Because of the Delhi blast. Now you will all listen to what we spoke that day. I wish you had seen all that and then taken action accordingly. 1 hour we spoke, hardly 50, 60 people saw that podcast. See, one of the problems with us is we fool ourselves. So I think we have to be very clear as to how to tackle the problem within. There are so many things. And it is something we have to do on a war footing. There will be people who will, cry about this, yeah, wo, he, ho, all that. It doesn't matter. The second thing, this violent material which is floating around in the public, that has to be tightened. Within the country, you have to tighten accountability and availability of electronics, which can make a bomb, or the bomb making material, or the violent material, arms, ammunition, chemicals, and communications. You have to make it tighter. It's one thing to say my economy is growing, so everyone has to have freedom of action. But with that, you have to get security in. How do you make that happen? That is important. Internal movement. And of course, vehicles, yeah, wo, checking, frauds, yeah, wo. I mean, just to give you an idea, ammonia. Ammonium nitrate is fundamental to RDX and TNT, the two big explosives. What is ammonium nitrate? Ammonium nitrate is nothing but ammonia mixed with nitric acid, and that is ammonium nitrate. Ammonia is freely available everywhere in India. Yeah, it is used for agriculture, it is used as fertilizer, it is an antifungal agent. You need it for household cleaning, cleaning products, degreasing, all that. Industrial manufacturing, chemical production. It's a refrigerant. Okay, pH adjuster, pollution control, other applications. So many things are ammonia based. How do you control it? Do you control it by volume? It's not only ammonium. It's not only ammonia. Even chromium, mercury, or mercury based products. How do you control this? And knowledge today to make a bomb is available on the net. I go to YouTube and I'll get it out. How do you control that, and how do you track that, and how do you control movement? How do you control fundamentals like Aadhaar card, biometric, this, that, all that? So, unless we exercise that control, how do you exercise monitoring? I'm glad this special intensive review of voter cards is being done. Is that combined with security? It is. Can you do something about that? So I think there's a whole lot of things we can do within, and that is something which we have to focus on. Look at Kashmir. We all think Kashmir, there's a thing going, oh, Kashmir is all quiet. Kashmir is not quiet. That's what we've been talking. A lot of progress in Kashmir, a lot of freedom in Kashmir, everything. But there are enough disaffected people in Kashmir who today have free access outside, can do anything outside. And this is what the Delhi blast tells you. Do you have a solution to that in a democratic system? You don't have a solution. If you clamp down too much on Kashmir, you're rolling back democracy. Do you have a solution within? You don't have. And that solution will take a long time to come. And as far as Pakistan is up to its own tricks, that solution will never come. But then, I always say, the solution lies in our democracy. That we have to, you know, leverage our democracy to do what we have to do to sort out this problem. What's that about? And that is about getting hold of POK. If you make POK free, or rather retake POK and Gilgit Baltistan, that is our land. If we can take that back, the problem in Kashmir will get resolved. Then there's no question of going to Pakistan. How do you do that? You don't do it militarily. You do it politically. You have to do the political outreach. Start claiming, telling people of Pakistan occupied Kashmir to come back to India. The like once our defense minister did say that the day will come when Pakistan occupied people in POK will say they want to join back India. Make that happen. It's not going to happen from heaven. Give a thing to them. Join, because you'll get the best part of India, and you'll leave the worst part of Pakistan behind. This call should go from the people of Kashmir. That is our land. Rejoin back. This should go from Ladakh. They should go from all whatever you can do. There are seats in the JNK assembly which are meant for POK. Fill them up. Fill them up. Nominate people who are outside POK, internationally homeless, but of Kashmir origin. Make them MLAs. Make them members of your democratic system and let them speak in our parliament. Let them demand from our parliament what they want in POK. And the day we start doing that, you'll see our part of Kashmir, which is there with us, will start normalizing. People will say, "Oh, look." I've been a votary of this, or rather, I wouldn't say votary. I've been a propagator of this idea from long. The problems to India and Jammu and Kashmir lie in POK. If that happens, If Gilgit Baltistan is also outreach is done and taken, then you'll see the difference which is happening to China. Then you'll see China coming to heel, because then the moment people in that area say we want to be part of India, CPEC, China, all that nonsense will go down. It will go down Indus. वो तो हम करते नहीं है, लड़ाई करते हैं पाकिस्तान के साथ, लड़ने से नहीं होगा. You fight another Op Sindoor with have another Op Sindoor and beat them. Now you only destroyed 12 airfields. You destroy the complete airfields of Pakistan. Yet Asim Munir will come up. If not Asim Munir, some other buffoon will come up. That is the nature of Pakistan. That's my second thing. Pakistan needs special focus. Don't get involved with Pakistan and its war of rhetoric. We have to understand what's happening in Pakistan. Pakistan is under attack. It's under at war. It's at war with itself. And that's what we've been speaking for the past 1 month, especially. There's a problem in Punjab. There's a problem in KP. There's a problem in Baluchistan. There is a problem, incipient problem in Gilgit Baltistan and POK. Right? And if I say this, look, you have to understand this, which I spoke yesterday about the constitutional dictators of Pakistan. This will not run away. This will magnify itself. You have to understand that these three jokers who are on the screen need each other to survive. And there are two Pakistans you're dealing with. There's official Pakistan and there's a public Pakistan. This is what you have to handle. And their strategic culture is all about Islamism and militarized nationalism. I spoke of this yesterday only. You have to destroy this. And this cannot be destroyed militarily. It has to be destroyed politically. And if this is again yesterday's cartoon from Dawn, see what's happening in Pakistan. See the costs of medical thing. Costs of medicines in Pakistan went up yesterday by 32%. The Aam Aadmi in Pakistan can only dream in clouds, all that medical thing, ye, wo, all that. This is the Pakistan which we need to understand. And it will not improve. If it doesn't improve, what do you do with it? And the guys, these constitutional dictators of Pakistan, they want to rule. They're not bothered about their own country. They just want to be in power. In the past 6 months, have we heard anything about how to improve the security, how to improve the economic situation in Pakistan? How to improve the condition of the Aam Pakistani? How can you give water? How can you revive agriculture? Nothing. Ever since Op Sindoor, the only thing we are getting from Pakistan is terror and their own security, which is gone for a toss. We have to take a call. We are not interested how Pakistan survives. We need our land back. It's very good for my Prime Minister. I'm very happy. He said, who are those who are responsible for this will be brought to justice. How can you bring these fellows who are on the screen to justice in India? The only way you can bring them to justice is you retake your land back. The day you do that, Pakistan will break. Then everything will be okay. I mean, that's not the ideal thing, but it's much better than today. We'll handle it, the nuclear situation, we'll handle all those things. We have to understand till when you can take this. Right? So Let Pakistan die by its own hang rope. Let them hang themselves. We are not interested in what happens to Pakistan. They are down the chute. Let also understand what is happening in Pakistan today. In one day, there are two attacks by TTP or Afghans or whoever you call it, right? Uh, in Pakistan, one in the border and one in the heart of Pakistan. You think this will reduce? You think that economy will ever improve? Trump or no Trump? China or no China? That's the story, isn't it? So deal with it. And I'll come to the third point because the third point is connected with the first 2 points. US and other countries' response is irrelevant. I see in social media, oh, US has said, what has happened in Pakistan is terror and what has happened in India is not terror. How are they bothered here? Abhay, let that bloody Trump and company take a walk. Let us do what we are supposed to do. We don't need their talk. We need cooperation. We need intelligence if they can give us. If they give us, fine. If they don't give us, let them take a walk. Make your own. Make your own. China is trying to become closer to us. If you see, China, their spokesperson has said, oh, this happened in India. We're not interested what China talks. We're not interested what US talks. Let's look within. We are interested in doing what we can do. High time that we bothered about ourselves. Do we have the strength to do it? We have the strength to do it. Have we had the will to do it? That's a question mark. We have to get down to fundamentals. What are the fundamentals? Take care of our people. Today it happened in Delhi. Tomorrow it can happen anywhere in this country. It can happen in Bombay. It can happen. This is something like the Bombay blast revisited. Is it a failure of intelligence? No. Such incidents will happen. Have the capability to understand that these things will happen and go ahead from here. So, I thought I'll put all this across. There's no point in. I'm sure many of you have commented that we'll have a war with Pakistan. Usko maro, toko. That won't work. That has not worked for the past 75 years. It will not work ahead also. Let's be very clear about that. I have no doubt. 78 years, we have fought with Pakistan. We have fought a military battle with Pakistan. The time is now very clear. It is very clear that we need to fight the political battle backed by our military. It's no more a military battle backed by politics or politicians. Flip the coin. I've been saying this off late. Our politicians want to do the military action. Our military people want to do the political action. I am of that variety. You need to do whatever you have to do with Pakistan politically, not geopolitically, politically. There's a difference between geopolitically and politically. Politically is you hit it internally. And do you have the levers to hit it internally? You have. And that is why the response which we got internally in India and in Afghanistan when the Taliban foreign minister came here, Mutaki. And that is the response which was evoked in Pakistan. That's the strength we have. Let's do something different from what we all keep thinking. Doing the same thing over and again and not solving your own problem is reinforcing failure. I'm not saying we have failed, but we have not succeeded in sorting out this stupid country. You sort out Pakistan, and China will get sorted out. I can assure you this. You need to think differently The time has come for us to think you're going to the world stage. You're going to become a big economy. You're going to become a global leader, and you can't get away from that. And tomorrow I'll talk of that. I'll talk of India US relations. I'll talk of India China and where India is going. And if you're going big, you need to think big. I am not a votary of restraint. We shouldn't show restraint. No restraint. We don't need restraint, but we need proactive action which hits Pakistan politically. Please understand this. You have to hit Pakistan politically. Vulnerability of Pakistan is politics. Vulnerability of Pakistan is economics. Vulnerability of Pakistan is their legal thing. Just think what the TTP has done. The TTP has hit their courts, and that's where their vulnerability is. The legality of Pakistan is vulnerable today with that amendment of the constitution. Like Pakistan has done to us, they have weaponized their own people. Weaponized them. The weapons which you have to sort out Pakistan by are in Pakistan. No, it's not technology, it's not weapons, it's not anything. Weapons are in Pakistan. And that is the people of Pakistan. Right. This is what I've had to say today. It's an open talk. I've said what I had to say. Tomorrow we'll discuss this in Three Good Generals again. Today evening, I'm going to talk of something very sensitive and very important about Indian Army, caste, religion, and politics. Because there has been an attempt by certain sections of political leadership in this country where they want to politicize the army. There are a lot of questions on caste, religion, all that about the Indian army. So I'm going to talk of it in a very candid manner in the evening. I'm getting General Satish Dua along, and with specific reasons why I'm getting him, and we'll talk of it in the evening. Join in because that's important for our country. I'll leave with you the thought. You need to weaponize the Indian army with weapons. Don't weaponize the Indian army with politics. The day we weaponize Indian army with politics, you are using that's a sure case for suicide, political suicide. So evening 8 o'clock we'll talk of that Indian army, caste, religion, and politics. Thanks a lot for joining in. And if you like this video, press the like button, share it with your friends. Also subscribe to Gunner Shot. You'll get value. You'll get original thinking. You'll get experienced thinking. You'll get the best of people talking about it, and we'll talk very candidly today, tomorrow, and tomorrow evening and beyond. Join me in this thing. I'll take a few questions. There'll be a lot of questions, I know, but I'll take only a few today. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Venkata Subramaniam, or whatever it is. Thanks, Venkat Sub, for becoming a YouTube member. I'd request more of you to join in. Okay. Kamal's right. Yeah, namaskar. And Kedi Raya, namaskar. Neil Aluwalia, hello. Yeah. Narayan Vora, hello. Right. Nayan Vora, thank you for attending today morning. How do they manage to get 3000 kg ammonium nitrate? It's not great, eh? I've shown you ammonia you can go and buy in bags, mix it with ammonium nitrate, nitric acid, and you get ammonium nitrate. Every every chemical factory can make explosives. So don't, it's not a great thing. Ammonia, everything is ammonia. Nitrate, nitrogen is the essence of life. Everyone looks at oxygen, but if for even your plants to grow, they need nitrogen. Even in DAP, diammonia phosphate, every fertilizer which we use is an explosive. If you all you have to know is this. So you can get ammonium nitrate in open market. Yeah, ladybird, haru. Okay, lunch of gangrene. All this we should forget. Don't if forget about USA. Forget about these jokers. Do what you're supposed to do. How did so much explosives come into the country? 3,000 kg, I can produce 10,000 kg of ammonium nitrate in India and not go anywhere. I'll sit in Chennai and make it get happen. And I'll buy it off Amazon or something like that. It's not difficult. Yeah, since Indian citizens are involved, yeah, all that. Why are we bothered about all that? Yeah, let's do what we are supposed to do internally. I have, you know, uh, shown you what's happening in Pakistan, shown you what's happening in India. I've also explained to you what Pakistan is aiming. Do that, do the right thing. Okay, let me see. Yeah, 20 crore, 22 crore peacefuls, India will always be vulnerable. Yes, there's no doubt. That problem is there, but don't vilify them. Don't vilify the Muslims of India. That's asking for bigger trouble. Don't weaponize them. And the road to de-weaponize their thinking. A lot of people. I'm not saying all Muslims are bad. A lot of Muslims are fantastic. They contribute to India. They're here. They're here to stay. You have to reform them. You have to reform their you have to reform their religious thinking. That is more important than vilifying them. Have you ever thought why this problem doesn't occur in a place like Kazakhstan, which is also Muslim, or Uzbekistan, or for that matter, Turkmenistan or Tajikistan? They're all Muslim countries. There's no terror there. They are Muslims. The answer lies, in my view, in that mulladam. They're all Muslim countries. Why doesn't this problem happen in Saudi Arabia? Why doesn't it happen in UAE? They're all Muslim countries. They're all prosperous countries. We have to look at their model and adopt it here. Yeah, different thinking. Yeah, yeah, it's everyone's responsibility, not law enforcement. I agree. Yeah, yeah. With madrasas protected, what do we expect from government? And does it matter if PM speaks in English or Hindi? I agree with you again. That's why I said the problem is within. That first track is within. Yeah. Let me see if I get some good thing. Yeah, sir takes a lot of effort. His passion is palpable. I'm very clear about what I talk, and I have always repeated it. Look at this political guy. He says 56-inch US surrender policy. That's not correct. You're politically loaded to speak against my prime minister. He's my prime minister, good, bad, or ugly. I give the same respect to the leader of opposition, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, good, bad, or ugly. They are people, both of them are elected by us. not by foreigners. You can criticize them, but don't disrespect them. I'm going to criticize people, but we don't disrespect them. I always say charity begins at home. Unless you respect yourself, no one will respect you. And Shankar Iyer, it's not a matter of learning to take criticism, then becoming blind buck. You shouldn't also be a blind hater. You don't hate people. What's coming out of you is hate. And if you continue with this, I'll take you out of this channel permanently. Yeah, as usual, knowledge based talks. Thanks a lot, Dr. Alok Sharma. Trying to waken a sleeping giant, but you should never give up on this. Yeah, I know you've been talking a lot about political situation to NAPAC solution, but this kind of nonsense is forcing our hand. OGW presence in Kashmir is not helping either, right? It seems inevitable now. What do you think is the ideal next step? Sorry in case you already covered it. I have said this. I agree with you. But if you don't do the right thing, you will be forced to do the wrong thing. If you don't do the correct, don't correct, adopt the correct path, start with, you will be forced to do the wrong thing. The solution to our problem is political, not military. Military only aids our political solution. This is what I said before Op Sindur, and I'm telling you now after Op Sindur. You have too many leverages against Pakistan. We know it. This is Pakistan-based terror. Every time there's a bomb blast, will you go and attack Pakistan? That's foolish. And then you'll make Pakistan and its politics stronger than what it is. How do we handle enemies inside the country? Rule of law. Impose the rule of law. The day we can impose our rule of law better, as per democratic norms, proper democratic norms, not political norms, democratic norms, everything will be okay. Why doctors were recruited? Well, they are just intelligent. They understand all these chemicals, and they are a network. Everyone avoids them. Everyone expects a doctor to be calm and quiet. Suspicion away. So many reasons. Yeah. Long held belief that education and development were perhaps the best tools to counter de-radicalization, but the last few days have shaken that. What is then is the solution for this? Are we educating them the right manner? These people are the ones who are educated. Look, in this generation, coming from Kashmir, they were educated by the wrong people. You need a buffer. We need a buffer. We need a buffer between the people of Kashmir and Pakistan. And that buffer will come from POK. You create that buffer in POK. And POK, even if it merges for at least 15, 20 years, you'll treat it as you have to treat it as a special situation. And when you take the focus away from Kashmir into POK, then things will change. Okay, a lot of discussion between Gilgit, Baltistan, and POK. Which territory has less radicalized population? Which territory is easier to hold? The lesser radicalization is in Gilgit, Baltistan. Okay, the easier territory to hold is POK, but that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which territory you get back. You need both. Yeah, given that most of opposition parties are trying to pander to Muslims all the time since they are a reliable vote bank, they've forgotten the country comes first. Has our politics failed? To some extent, yes, to some extent, not. That is why I said, the Mamdani effect yesterday, this is my whole story. You need to find that center ground. Unless India finds that center ground, the middle path of Dalai Lama will not succeed. It is not adopting a far right approach or a far left approach. It is the middle path. The most foolish things we can say is Muslims are the problem for this country. No, Muslims are an intrinsic part of this country. 22 crores can't run away. You have to see how you make them into a better, contributor to the society than they already are. And you have to make them eradicate this problem. Then you are a success. Okay? Yeah, Sichuan got a landslide destroying a bridge. We'll talk of it. There's got very interesting thing. We'll talk of it. Rishabh, you don't talk like this. You don't say why the fuck and all that. Okay? And hence I am banning you. You will never enter my thing. So I'm deleting your comment completely. I've banned this guy. You're not here to talk like this. You don't understand? Learn. You guys have a different point of view, get back. I'll be prepared to answer. But don't use bad language here. Yeah, long time subscriber from Canada. I can catch you live whenever possible, but I never miss any of your videos. Thanks a lot, Sudden. I'm so honored by what you're doing. Yeah. Yeah. Indian Army never won a war with Pakistan according to Pakistani citizens. Why is it that? That will answer what can. That is the psyche of Pakistan. Remember, that's the psyche of Pakistan. You have to kill that psyche, and that psyche can be only killed politically and not militarily. Yeah, big respect, sir. I've learned from you political critical thinking. Yeah, especially critical thinking. You have to do it. Our PM promised act of war if bomb blast happens again. He said no. No, he didn't say bomb blast if happens, it's an act of war. Sorry, he didn't say that. He said any act of terror will be considered a act of war. And this has been instigated from here, not from outside. This is internal. This problem has to be solved internally. But it has external roots. I agree. So those external roots have to be cut. If those external roots have to be cut, use the external problems to cut those roots. That's what I'm trying to say. Why you want to fight when you can get Pakistan to fight itself? Understand that. Hope Modi government is listening. Let's see. Yeah, please think before you criticize the government. We are a huge, complex country. Very important. We can't be governed easily. It's just not a matter of Hindu versus Muslim. It is not. It is also North versus South. It is also East versus West. It is also East versus the rest of the country. It is also Kashmir versus India. There's so many angles in our country. Okay. It is also a case of migrancy versus illegal labor and refugees. Yeah, sort those out. Madhavan, I understand every time attack happens, authorities say perpetrators will not go unpunished. I also say that, but your mode of punishment, the mode of your attack has to change. You do the same thing again and again, it's reinforcing failure. Okay. And what is that punishment? You want short term results or long term results? I would go for the long term result. Yeah. Good morning, Akash. How are you? Thank you for your great analysis. Yeah, I give very balanced analysis. Mine is all my own thinking, original. So if you guys like this video, like it, also subscribe to Ghana Shot. Is it time to increase police and homeland security personnel by 10% in all important cities? You have to do police reforms. You have to do security reforms in country, which we have not done from a long time. I've been hearing of this for the past 20 years. The ratio between normal citizens to police people is the least in India. You go to any city in India, people don't follow traffic rules. People urinate on the streets, they spit on the streets, they throw waste on the streets. If you can just sort these things out, the rule of law, the common law has to be enforced. The common man has to be it has to go here that we should follow law. The day we can get doing that, things will start changing. And for that, you need police reforms. Yeah. Yeah, Vasu, thanks a lot. Thank you for the unemotional, objective analysis. Thank you. Good morning, General. What a candid podcast. You gave a powerful message, sir. As you said, your podcast with General Kandare, actually, many other podcasts also should be revisited and shared by users. Yeah, that's the way I look at it. Unfortunately, when something happens emotionally, a lot of people come and watch what I speak in the channel. But when I speak sense and tackle sensitive subjects, people don't watch. ये क्या हुआ? So aren't our problem lies within ourselves. Law is strict and effective. Law is strict. Unfortunately, it's not effective. In our country, it's not the law in the court which is more important, but the law on the street. You have to see the law on the street being effective. Yeah, but sir, Saudi and Gulf are not democracies. Yeah, but Saudi and Gulf don't have extremism. Same Muslims. डंडा चलता है उधर. अगर वो मुल्ला बोलेगा तो उसको सर पे डंडा पड़ेगा उधर. Have you, if you analyze what happens in Gulf and Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, you go there and you understand. It is run by the people in the ruling class, monarchies, presidents, dictators, call what you want. But that mullah doesn't run the writ. Here, it's not the other way around. You curb that mullah, you curb that religious spread. That the acidic threads of any religion go through the religious institutions. That is what you have to hold. Religion is good. You pray to God, you look at God, everything is fine. That's the same for whether it is Christianity, Hinduism, Parsiism, and Muslims or Sikhism everywhere. But if that fundamental, the temple, the mosque, the church, or the Gurdwara is used for politics, not good. You have to put the danda on them. That's why it doesn't happen there. That mullah can't speak. Curb these activities. Things will resolve. Yeah, this is important. I'm glad you say your talk, I will agree with you 100%. Our leader and LOP are only chosen by us. They are not come from heaven yet. We are a democracy. Accept that they have different viewpoints. What I don't accept of both of them is their inability to come and sit and talk together. I think it's time to create an exclusive Ministry of Internal Security to tackle the point 0.5 front. Now we have a Home Ministry. The Home Ministry is supposed to do this. Must be Gen Z, you can forgive once. Let's see. Gen Z doesn't mean that you curse others. What the fuck and all that. I can also talk. हम तो फौजी हैं यार. I've forgotten more expletives than others. But you don't do it publicly. Yeah, exceptional analysis on political ways of getting POK back. Sir always maintains the coolest head in the hardest of time. That's what you should do. You get, you think from your head. You shouldn't think from your heart. Think from your head always. Okay? That's the way. Yeah, I agree with you, Ashish. If Farhan Akhtar can play Shaitan Singh Bhati, we don't need to influence them. Whoever our patriots will do for the nation. There's no doubt. We should not doubt them. We should reform the guys who are getting away, who are politicizing their religion. That's the bad part. Right. Lot of will Opsindur resume? I hope not. I hope not. That's the worst thing you do. If you resume Opsindur, do it in a different manner. Do it in a non-military manner. Yeah. Indian, yeah, laws are issue. Yeah, laws need to be strict. All this. I don't know what AML is. Will right. Okay, so we've had a frank discussion. I've given my frank views. I'm glad that so many of you responded today morning. I'd request more of you to join Gunner Shot and we'll have this discussion in the evening. Today evening, like I said, a very important discussion on Indian Army, caste, religion, and politics. We'll follow up tomorrow morning with certain other issues connected with this whole story. And definitely tomorrow evening on Three Generals, we'll talk of all this. We'll get the views of Rajiv Narayanan and General Dushyant Singh. Till then, have a great day. Meet you in the evening at 8 o'clock. Thank you and Jai Hind.